Hey everybody, Will Gully here. Wanted to take a minute and talk to you a little bit about how recruiting and the situation that's going on at BYU is kind of playing out. For those that don't know, BYU was playing in a volleyball match they were hosting, and a black woman was on the opposing team. Fans in the stands were calling her derogatory terms and making her uncomfortable. She then continued to play, and it wasn't going to happen. Well, not much was going to happen until a family member of hers decided to bring it to the next level. The next day, they played again, and the athletic director got on the microphone and admonished the students for their behavior, the fans for their behavior, said they would hold people accountable. The match then proceeded, and fans continued to do the same thing without any sort of repercussions. So that's the situation. And what I wanted to talk to you about is how that kind of plays in the recruiting world. The reality is that fans are going to say some fan stuff and be held accountable by those in the university. But for a recruit, and again, we're the recruiting lounge, we want to make sure that the parents and student athletes they have the information, the right tools, the right questions to be able to ask when they go to visit. What is a challenge is, every recruit wants to feel supported, welcomed, and feel a part of the team and university. And so when something like this happens, the question is, how does this impact my current team? If I'm a coach, how does it impact my current team? How does it impact my recruits, the recruits? And so as a recruit, again, we're trying to arm recruits and their parents now. So as a recruit, there are questions that you need to ask when you're going on these visits. And I'm going to tell you those questions and who you need to be asking those questions to. And if it's important to you, who you need to be asking those questions. The first person you think you might need to ask is the coach. Unfortunately, most coaches don't know everything that's going on. They're busy coaching. They've got game planning. They're out there in the recruiting world. They're hiring new staff members. They're with their families. They're not in the weeds relative to what a campus and what an athletic department is doing as it relates to diversity, equity, and inclusion. So a coach is not the appropriate person for you to ask these questions for. What a coach is going to tell you is company line. And that company line varies very little, but it's essentially something like this. We at University X wholeheartedly believe in student athlete welfare. We want to make sure that every student feels like they belong. And we are providing services and activities and affinity groups here in the athletics department to help encourage and foster those sorts of environments. The campus has a number of different opportunities for students to get involved in, ... That's basically the company line. Now, there's very little detail in that. The people you need to talk with are as such. One, the sport administrator. Sport administrators are in the executive staff, the senior staff meetings, and they're hearing everything that's going on across the organization from a broader perspective. That their role is to know what is happening across the DEI and Heritage Months, and that's their job. They need to be able to talk to what exactly the school, the administration, the athletic department is doing relative to those issues. That's one. You need to talk to the sport administrator. Two, the SWA, the Senior Women Administrator, those are the people that are generally in connection on a regular basis with the Office of Title IX. And so on campus, there's that office, and the SWA is generally responsible for connecting with that organization and making sure that they have, the athletic department has information about what the campus is doing to help in these efforts. So you need to talk to SWA and ask questions of them. Schools these days are hiring diversity, equity, inclusion administrators. Their jobs are specifically to provide resources, to provide training, and get programming around diversity, equity, inclusion issues and challenges, and make people feel like they belong, that they're valued, and that they have a sense of security when they're on the campus and when they're in the athletic department. So those are the three people that you need to talk to. Coach, great. They're not going to have the details. Okay? Teammates, great. They don't know everything that's going on, unfortunately. Those are the three people that you need to talk with. Okay? So when you talk with them, what do you need to ask? Plain and simple. The question is, what is this university, what is this athletic department doing to support student athletes like me? Black student athlete, Asian student athlete, Latino student athlete, Latinx student athlete, LGBTQ student athlete. What is this organization doing to support me and help me feel like I belong here? Okay, that's the question. And if they can't give you a specific answer, if they can't point to activations, if they can't point to seminars, if they can't point to educational opportunities, if they can't point to the rounds that they're making on campus, if they can't say that they have regular meetings with the coaches and the teams on these programs, these issues, if they can't point to a website that shows how they are allowing their student athletes to have a voice out in the marketplace and speak what's important to them, if they can't point to those things, it is not a place for you to be. It's as clear as that. Now, as a student athlete, I was a student athlete, played basketball at a small school, predominantly white institution. I did not ask those questions. When I got out of high school, all I knew was I wanted to play basketball and I wanted to go be in California. That's it. Okay, I was very simple-minded. Okay, now student athletes are much more in tune with what's going on in the world. Okay, I wish I had asked those questions of those specific people before I went to college. Why? Because I was the guy getting jeers from opponents. I was the one whose fans were yelling at me, right? I was the one who was some of the student body's first time interacting with a person of color, okay? I was the one being asked, hey, being singled out as the black perspective, okay? So I wish I had asked that question. Now, would it have changed my decision on which college to go to? Maybe, maybe not. But I would have had the information. I would have had all the information I needed to make that type of decision. And so that's what we're trying to do at the Recruiting Lounge. We want to empower and give you, parents, student athletes, the tools, the questions and information that you need so that you can ask the right questions of the right people and make the best decision for you as a parent and you as a student athlete. That's what we're about. If you have any questions and want to dive deeper into this topic, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to hear from you. And with that, I will leave you as always with, may your day be filled with moments of grace, mercy, joy, and love. Bye now.